fucking David Boyle, and I'm quitting alcohol. So I didn't tell you, it was on Thursday, but fucking because I do fucked up Fridays on Thursday, and it was a long one, I forgot to tell you, but I went to a improv show. Like, I just went there by myself to watch the show and see what was going down. And it was... how do I even describe it? It was full-blown cringe. All right. It was... oh, my God. It was cringe, but also I was like, all right, they've got some skills, and you could tell they were like new sort of improvers. So they were like open mic improvers, but they were a little bit higher than open mic. There was one that was really good. Actually, there was two that was really good. So it was like a troupe of improvers. There was like 3 full-blown gay dudes, a couple of fatties, and one chick that sort of looks like she cuts. And... and the crowd, all right, this was the situation in the crowd. It was the whitest crowd I've ever been involved in. Not just like white, but you know the type of white I'm talking about. It was in like the city. It was in North End, but this crew of crowd have obviously traveled from a LGBTQIA rally in Cambridge or something. It was a very white crowd except for one black lady. There was one black lady sitting by herself, and she was laughing her head off at fucking everything. Like everything. Loud, arms flailing and all that sort of shit. So the improv, it's all set up type things, and they ask the crowd for information and give me a scenario type thing, like what's a place to be, all that sort of shit. And then they make it up, and it's quite, like, it is quite a skill to have, to make it funny anyway. To make it funny is tough. And actually, one of my teachers was there, and she's been like a student teacher type thing in my improv class, and she was actually the best. I was shocked at how good she was. She was very impressive. She could be fucking very funny. But it is full cringe. Like, it's full on cringe. If it didn't have the crowd it had, I just don't know if it would have got laughs. I don't know. They got some laughs. It went for 2 fucking hours. But they've got sort of skills, and, well, this is what happened at the end. So at the end, it's a big fucking scenario, and they choose someone from the crowd to come on stage, and they walk them through a bunch of different scenes. And it's meant to be all about the actors or the improvers, and the person they choose from the crowd, I guess, just follows along and laughs. So they ended up, this was the big mistake they made. Out of all the people in the crowd they chose to bring up for the last fucking act, they chose the black lady. They're like, will you come up here? And they put her in a hat, and they brought her on stage, and they're like, come play along. And I don't know why they chose her, because she had been hooping and hollering the whole night. I suppose they were like, this lady loved it, so I'm going to bring her on stage. But something happened when they put the fucking hat on her, and I don't know whether she had fucking improv background or something, but she ended up stealing the fucking show, just being herself, and just like, she was getting huge laughs. Like, they would bring her in a scene, and she would make callbacks and shit from like the scenes prior, and it showed how useless these improvers really were, because they were just like stunned in silence. She would ask a question. In improv, you're not meant to ask questions, so I guess that threw them. But all of them were thrown. She would say something, he would get a huge laugh, and it would be connected to what's going on or what had happened. And and the improvers would just be like a deer in a headlight. And I was so fucking shocked at how good she was, this black lady they just pulled from the crowd, that I was like, was she a plant? Was she a plant the whole time? And she wasn't, because I know a little bit about fucking improv now, and she was making huge mistakes, but she was so naturally funny and so funny off the cuff that she just annihilated all these professional improvers. Like, they would go from scene to scene and the black lady would just take over every scene, and not like annoying, like hilarious. And then and then she would turn to whoever the scene was with the improver, and the improver would literally stand there staring into the distance going, what the fuck is going on, and not even answer. And then she would drag him to the next thing. It was the weirdest fucking thing. And then by the end of it, she was just the main event, and she ended up staying on stage and bowing and shit. I'm like, well, 5 years of improv doesn't equal just being a natural black lady. It doesn't equal what she does naturally. It was fucking amazing to watch as well. It would be like if some retarded cunt in the crowd at stand-up who was like laughing and sort of yelling shit out and just sort of annoying everyone, but like they're enjoying it, so you can't fucking get annoyed at them. If you said, oh yeah, fucking jump up on stage and try some stand-up, and they jump up and they just do 15 minutes of rock solid fucking material, annihilate just off the cuff, just off the top of their head, and they just destroy. And then the comedian jumps back on stage and tries to go into their material, and the crowd's like, yeah, okay, just call it a night, buddy. We've just seen how shit you are and what a fucking talented individual really looks like. So can you please wrap it up? We've got things to do now. But it was fucking, it was good. I won't say it wasn't good. No, it wasn't great, and it wasn't good, but it was interesting. It was like, I could probably get excited about doing a couple of shows like that. It would really be out of my comfort zone. Like, I would be shitting myself before the show, but I could see myself doing it. I don't think they would ever let me do it. I don't think any of them would ever let me in the improv circle. I would never be let into the inner circle of the improv community. There's no fucking way. But I think if you do enough levels, you just you do the shows. Like, your class does a show. So I reckon I could do some of that, and I feel like it would be interesting. But fucking improv, it's a tough fucking sell. It seems rough. And I won't say they were like bad. There was some talented. One of the gay dudes was very talented, actually. He was very good off the cuff. Another dude, he looked like a preppy, like fucking rich kid that just stumbled into improv because I don't know why he stumbled into it, but he was gay as well. And then there was another full-on gay dude. There was one really talented dude and there was one really talented chick. That's, if they continue, probably nothing will happen. What's going to happen? It's improv. They'll end up fucking teaching classes. They'll be teaching me. But it was interesting. I'm going to go to another one before the end of my fucking session. I'm going to do the second fucking level as well. I'm going to bounce straight from level 1 to level 2. That's what I'm going to do. Anyway, fucking that'll do it for tonight, and I'll see you the fuck later.